I want to say something about being a parent. See, the system may tell you, oh, they can find somebody else who can take better care of your kids and find the optimum thing. But the truth is, any parent or person who's taking care of a kid can get an injury, can get sick. The kid could have issues. During my time as Nathan's mother, I've gone through the period of COVID of my son having to be home from school. He didn't get COVID, neither did I, but he had to be home from school, homeschooled, which I was not prepared for that at all. No, nobody trained me to homeschool my kid. I went through my kid being bullied, my child, my son. And I didn't know how to deal with that. Nothing prepared me for it. You see, we don't get training in things like that. It happens and you're trying to figure out who to contact to get help. I was my son's mother when he had a hemiplegic migraine, or more than one actually. I was my son's mother through I can't breathe, and I'm still struggling to breathe. And I'm exhausted. And yet I try to take him to go get food at McDonald's or Wendy's or wherever he likes to go to eat, or wherever we like to go to eat that we can agree upon. And sometimes we are in disagreement. I've been my son's mother through my son won't pick up after himself and I have to get him to pick up and clean up after himself. And getting nagged by other people because the house looks like a mess. Sorry, Dad, I had to mention that one. I had to fight for my child for CPS for my kid when it wasn't fun. I had to go to counseling, parenting classes. I had to try and work on myself and work through a lot of heartache and hurts. And now there's the fact that there's 2 dads that were not in his life. And one of them was pretty bad to Nathan in the end. And a deadbeat. And, well, 2 dads were deadbeats. And I've stayed Nathan's mother through it, to the point where I was pretty much hitting my breaking point. Because I keep fighting for my son. I fight and I fight and I fight and I fight some more. I snap, break down, and then have to regroup, and I fight again. I've taken my son to school on the bus, the city bus, when I was late filling out the paperwork to get him into summer school. If I did whatever I needed to get him there until the bus would start taking him. I walked over the overpass. I struggled to catch my breath because I couldn't breathe and I was really tired. The simplest of things wear me out, and yet I tried. I worked at it because I'm his mother. A real parent keeps fighting for their kid even when it's not easy. And every day my son complained about having to go to summer school. And yet I still took him. I made sure he went. On the days I could get him there, and each of the days I could get him there once he was signed up. A parent that loves their child doesn't just give up on their child so easy because it's hard or because the child has a learning disability. No, they push harder. And I've pushed hard for years. And maybe I'm not a perfect parent and I've made mistakes. And undoubtedly, I've made mistakes because I've been making an effort to try and be in my kid's life. There are moments I got frustrated and said things to my child I shouldn't have in a moment of frustration. But I fought for my child. I fight for my kid. I fight for my boy. It's not always easy dealing with a child where you have to tell them things 5 times and it's the same thing every day and they don't listen to you. You've shown them how to do their own laundry and they're 14 and they still won't do it. And you've had to tell them for over 6 months they need to be doing their own laundry. It's not easy when you have to tell your child over and over again, please clean up your room, and they argue with you and give you an attitude. It's not easy. But like most parents, I'm trying to get my kid to be able to at least make it to 18 where he's more able to fend for himself and do more for himself. To the legal age of adulthood. My son's biological dad or sperm donor and my son's stepdad, they don't get to take it away from me that I've ridden out the difficult times at least for over 8 years of trying to be his parent. And they don't get to take it away from me that for about the last 6, I've been the single parent doing it myself. They don't get to take it away from me. None of those guys get to take that away from me. They don't get to take it away from me that I've been Nathan's parent when it was not easy. They don't get to take that away. Nope, nada.